Hey guys, so it's obviously February 8th and I'm gonna do a review on iWork 09. So let's get right into it. Okay, so I bought it, I think it's $80 without a student discount. My mom works at a school, so she gets like a $9 discount for buying it. I bought it myself. Picked it up when it came out. I'm kind of holding off on iLife 09 because I'm just kind of getting used to the 08 version. There's not that many changes. I don't have the money to spend on it right now, so I'll maybe think about that later. So getting right into it, let's start with Pages. Pages is basically everyone knows the word processing unit for Macs, similar to Neo Office or Microsoft Office for XP or PC users. So basically that's the equivalent. When you open it up, it's really interesting. You get pre-used templates, so you get like a blank sheet, or you get a landscape view, or like a card, or a brochure. So it really makes it easy. It's kind of like Microsoft Word and also Publisher all in one, but it's a little more fancy, and you can make really nice emails, invitations with it. So that's really nice. You can just drag in media. The interface is really nice, and it really works a lot better than Mac, than Office for Mac, because it's just a little bit smoother, as Apple made it, so it's a little more smooth. It opens quicker than Word would if it was on Mac, and yeah, just things like that. I have nothing against Word for Mac because I know a lot of people use it. A lot of students at my school still use Office for Mac on their Macs, and it works fine. It's great. The compatibility between Pages and a Word is just fine. So some of the new features are something like full screen view, where you just do a little, I think it's Alt Command U, and you get a full screen view, or just click on the full screen view tab at the top, and it just makes everything go black that was on the outsides of your page and just shows you the pages. But you still get the functions of, changing the font, doing whatever you want to your work, but at the same time it's still full screen, so you don't have the distractions in the background. Personally, I guess it was a late feature to be added to iWork and Pages, but it's really not that big of a deal for me. I'm one of those people who can focus just fine with all my other applications running in the background, and I really don't have that many applications running in the background when I'm at school, for say, and just typing up notes in the middle of a class. Like, what am I going to have open? As much as I like to, take photos during class, I do, but teachers never know about it. But it really doesn't attract me that much, and I really don't use it that much. So I don't really see how the full screen view was such a delay. I mean, it's a cool feature, but if it didn't have it this year, I'd still buy iWork 09. If you have iWork 08, you probably really don't need to switch. You can if those extra features really mean that much to you. I don't know how the transition works between the two, if you have to pay just as much, which I'm pretty sure you do. But that's not too big of a deal. It's the features I've heard aren't that updated. This is the first time using a word processing unit besides Neo Office for my Mac, so obviously I bought it. But I wouldn't normally if I already had like Office for Windows. So that's really how Pages works. It's fast, it's nice, it's fancy, it looks good. You can do anything a normal word processor can do, quite a bit more than what Neo Office can do, obviously, or any other word processor out there that's free for the Mac. And but comparable to the new Microsoft Words, it's better. I think it's a little more fancy. I like working with it more because it's just easier to do things. But at the same time, on XP, for instance, the new Office suite for PCs is great too. I mean, they're almost equal. Like, deciding between the two is really hard. Um, excuse me. So it's just kind of what you prefer and what system you're running on. Okay. Switching now to Keynote. Keynote is like PowerPoint, as everyone knows, and it's basically the same thing as PowerPoint. Sorry, I just said that. It's pretty much, from my experience, I've been using it for about a month. Well, not a month now, but for quite a while, and it's basically the same thing as PowerPoint. You can basically add templates, do whatever you want, make fun transition slides, add media. It's a little more easy to use, like I said earlier, but it really does not differ from PowerPoint that much. So if you already have, for instance, the Office suite for Mac, but you really don't like the way it runs, then I would maybe consider switching to iWork. But if you really are happy with it, there's really no point switching back to iWork. So that's just kind of like a little note. Nothing's really wrong with it. I love Keynote. I think it's really fun. It's a little more fancy. It's kind of more fun to show off. And I know PowerPoint, how more professional could you get? But Keynote makes some pretty slick stuff. So just something to think about. So there's really not a lot to say about Keynote. There's some cool transition features and stuff, but other than that, it's not really any different from any other PowerPoint presentation program. So switching now to Numbers. Now Numbers, I think, is extremely better than Excel, and this is where iWork kind of trumps the Office Suite, if you could even say that. But Numbers, just the spreadsheets and stuff are way more easy to work with than Excel. It's easier to make bar graphs. Hey guys, sorry I had a little technical difficulties. So we're talking about Keynote. Back about Numbers. Sorry. Yeah, the bar graphs and stuff are a lot more easy to use. It's just a little more cleaner entering numbers. It's kind of like saying your computer knows what you want to get done. Like, when I'm entering data and stuff, it just really knows what you want it to do. And I think it's a smart program. It really feels like you're working with someone as to just typing in data and really trying to fiddle with it in order to get what you want out of it, like a bar graph or a fancy chart, or making really nice spreadsheets that look really clean and cut and professional are easy on iWork 09. But I really haven't been fooling around with the latest versions of Excel, so I really couldn't tell you how it compares. But even from what I've heard for Excel users, it's still a little better. People prefer using iWork when I bring my computer over to friends' houses and stuff like that. So, yeah, so overall, I think if you don't have an Office Suite, you should definitely go out and buy this. If you're not happy with your Windows for Mac version, then, go out and buy it. It's really cheap. I would definitely recommend this over the latest version of Windows Office for Mac because it's like $100. Oh, it's 150 to 80, so that's about a $70 difference. So, it's cheaper and it's nicer. If you have a Mac out there, I don't see why you'd keep buying Office for Mac. And I want to tell you guys, I'm not a Microsoft hater. I have two PCs here, or one because one's about to die, but the other one I love using for my PC. So I love XP. I think Windows 7 is going to be a great operating system. I think that's kind of what even Apple might be worrying about a little bit, because Windows 7 looks pretty slick, and from the reviews from pretty respected people in tech, it's going to be pretty sweet. So just to keep your eye on that, I just think that this whole debate about Mac versus PC just needs to kind of end, because I don't have an iSight camera obviously for my PC, so I just do my reviews for my Mac. But I'll go over some some PC tech when you want me to, or even if I seem like I talk too much about my Mac stuff, just hit me up on an email or comment, and I'll try to get back to you on things that you want me to do in terms of things that aren't always Mac based. So if you have 09, I work 08, there's really no point to upgrade right now unless some really major cool features have it integrated that I haven't seen, but I really haven't. So, stick with your current version. I would recommend not updating your Office Suite every year when you're using a Mac, because you could end up spending a lot of money, if you know what I'm talking about. So, hope you guys, that was helpful if you guys are interested in buying iWork 09. And, pretty soon here I'll be doing a review on my Airport Extreme Base Station, so 8211N. So if you want to stay around for that and keep looking out for that video, I'll be back and I'll see you guys later. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.